Just because it's short, green, and shriveled doesn't mean it's a pickle. Hi, this is Angus the Mad Cow. Another lighter side of Angus. Haven't talked about my cats in a while. I love my kitty cats. Kitties! I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but I have now started letting my cats go outside. I think I touched on that a bit with Socks was whining in the background, and I had to go let him out. Well, the main reason I hadn't let them out before is because, well, I am in a wooded area. We have coyotes. Most of my neighbors have dogs. And there are possums and all other kinds of rodents. We have a huge hoot owl. I'm talking about, his head is bigger than mine. I'm not kidding. This owl is freaking massive. It's already taken off 2 of my neighbor's cats. So I was kind of leery about letting them out. But I'd go outside. One of the cats would try to run out with me. And I got tired of fighting with him. I was like, fine, you want outside? Take your chances. Go. But I do bring them in at nighttime. That's when the nastiest critters are out. And when the owl's awake and the coyotes are running, because they're mostly nocturnal hunters. So I let them out during the day. And they are just having a blast. The first day I let them out, and 2 of them have gotten really good about not coming near the door. Well, of course, every time I'd come in, they'd be at the door. They'd try to come out. I'd kick them. Not hard, I'd just put my foot on them and shove them backwards. Like, go. And they eventually got the message. So I open up the door and leave it wide open. They come up to the door and stop right at the edge. They're just standing there going, okay, cool. I'll sniff, 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 just sniffing the air. They do that at the back door when I have the screen door closed. And I've got the door open and I'm out there in the yard and I was like, hey, come on, kids. Kitty, 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 come here. And they're just looking at me like I'm crazy. Of course, they're right. But that's beside the point. They were like, wait a minute, you told us we can't go outside. The first one that came outside was the one I didn't think would come outside at all, was Min. She's the skittish cat. Well, she has her moods. Sometimes she'll be completely skittish and vapor. You won't ever see her. And then there's other times where she's stranger comes over, like a repairman. And she'll be up all on him. Meow, pet me, meow, pet me. Meow, I'm cute, pet me. Meow. You never know with her. Of course, she's a woman. And mood swings. So she was the first to go out. I think the second one to go out was Socks, my Siamese. Now, when I found him, he was outside at my apartment. So I'm not sure if he was an inside cat or an inside cat that got out. I don't know. But he seemed kind of keen on it. Dart, the youngest one, he was next. And as soon as he got outside, got some sniffing, rolled around on the dirt and the grass, and he took off. I mean, he was good. He went and hid in the bushes. He stayed there pretty much all day. He'd come out, come back to the porch, lay down, and he'd go tearing off. He didn't get far from the trailer. He stayed within pretty much the driveway, my shed, and a couple bushes that are beside the house. And it's so cute because he pants. He gets all excited and basically overheats himself, and he'll start panting. I've had a couple friends come over since I've let him out, and they're like, your cat's panting. I've never seen a cat pant. Of course, most of the cats that they are accustomed to are inside cats. They don't work themselves up enough to need to pant. Yes, cats actually pant. It's a way for them to let off heat, if you didn't know that. Most inside cats don't need to do that. Then last was Lucky, which I thought was kind of odd, because Lucky in South Carolina was an inside and outside cat. That's, he wasn't always outside. If he wanted out, he got let out. If he wanted in, he got let in. He was used to that. And he had gotten out a couple times at the apartment, which was quite traumatic for both him and Vicky, because we didn't know where the cat was. Well, luckily for us, our apartment was right in front of this wooded area. And we were on the second story. So that's the main reason he couldn't find his way home. You've got so much human traffic coming in and out of those steps. He couldn't find his way home by scent. He knew about where his house was. So he would either be in the bushes out front or in the woods in the back. And he would usually be out there for 2 or 3 days. He'd come back. He'd finally be so tired and exhausted, I was able to catch him because he was so freaked out, he wouldn't let even me near him. I've got several scars from some of the times I've had to try to rescue him. We lived on the 2nd story. He would jump or fall off of the balcony. He never hurt himself, and no broken bones or anything like that. And I never witnessed him falling. I heard him fall one time. I heard meow, skitter, 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 in the bushes. And I'm like, oh, crap. Somebody just fell off the balcony. And yes, it was Lucky. Now, Socks, when I first got him, I put him on the balcony till I could, because I was going to work. And I didn't want to leave him, a new cat and an older cat with claws, alone with all of my cats. So I put him on the balcony. He jumped off. I put him on the balcony again when I got home. He jumped off. So I eventually had to introduce him to all the cats so he wouldn't jump off the balcony. But Lucky was the last one to go outside. And they were, for the first couple days, they pretty much stayed in the driveway or on the porch. Now, men didn't like the outside. She did this weird stutter step. She didn't like the way the gravel or the grass felt on her paws. She'll stay on the balcony. No, not the balcony. She'll stay on the porch or the steps for the back door. She won't go too far. Now, if it's a nice warmer day, she'll stay out there for a little bit, especially if she's playing with Dart. But if it's cold, she don't go outside. Min hates cold weather. She always has. She will sleep on the vent. When that heater comes on, that's exactly where she's going to be, on the vent. Even if the vent is off, it's usually the warmest spot in the house, so she'll sit right on it. When I have fires in the fireplace at the apartment, she would sit right in front of the fireplace. She loved the heat. I was afraid she was going to singe her fur sometimes. Now, Lucky and Dart and Socks, they're having a field day now. And they keep bringing me presents. I've gotten several birds, a couple chipmunks, and some squirrels, a few rats and mice. Most of the time, they'll leave them outside by the steps. There have been a couple times that they have brought them inside. At the time of this recording today, Socks has not learned that you don't eat the whole thing. He has thrown up 2 almost completely whole rodents today. I do not know what type of rodents. They were too badly chewed up to identify. But there was bone, and skull, and spine on my couch that he would upchuck because he could not digest it all. He hasn't learned that you only eat the fleshy parts. At least with Dart, he only brings in, he might chew on them a little bit. He brings in pretty much the entire animal. There's not much messed up. I've actually seen him carry them inside. Lucky, I think, has done it a couple times. But Socks has taken it upon himself. I'm just going to eat the whole thing and then throw it up later. Soften it up a bit before I finish it off. Ew. And the first time I had gotten up from a nap because I'm working, the late shift still. Got up, walk in, there's a thing on my couch on the top, cushions, and I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. Then later on this evening, got him inside. Vicky wasn't home for the first one. Second time, I hear this noise behind me. Socks is sitting right behind my head. So I quickly lean forward. I'm like, cat's throwing up. And then all of a sudden, rodent on right where my head was. I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad I so moved. And then Vicky didn't notice what was going on. And I was trying to get her to not look and leave. Because I knew as soon as she saw it, she was going to start doing that involuntary, gag reflex when you see something like that you're not used to that. I've gutted a deer. It doesn't really affect me that much. It got me a little bit when I was cleaning it up because it was still warm. Yeah, I had that. I had one of those. It just, I'm like, okay. And I got that taken care of. But she saw it, and I'm like, leave, go to the other side of the house till I get this cleaned up. Just go. And she finally got calmed down, and I got it cleaned up. And I found out because my couch had on its, when we bought it, said it was stain proof against coffee, soda, blood was in the list, and it held up. The blood did not stain my couch. Now, the first one, I didn't clean it up properly because I didn't have any Resolve, so I had to track down some Resolve, and it finally all came up. So there are no stains on my couch. It's all nice. It gave it a little bit of an odor that I've got some pet odor remover stuff that hopefully it'll take care of. Let that sit overnight and clean it again in the morning. But yeah, that was kind of nasty. But I'm gonna have to teach him, do that stuff outside. You want to eat animals? That's fine. We feed you. You got your dry food. We got your soft food. We got your kitty snacks. You don't need to be going eating rodents, especially with the bone. Munch on the fleshy parts. Just don't eat the bone. That's not going to be good for you, especially when it comes back up. Raw bone against the throat, that don't feel too good. I've actually eaten a chicken bone by accident. That don't feel too good going down or coming back up. Either way, I don't care if you're a cat or a human. But that's the kitties got kicked outside. Not permanently. We just let them in and out. And they don't like to come in when I call them. They'll stay out there. Which letting them go outside was a good thing, especially for Dart and Socks, because they were really active at night while we're trying to sleep. Now they come in from being outside all day long, ripping and roaring, and they crash. They sleep literally all night long. Socks will get his spot on the couch. Dart gets his spot. Min gets her spot by the vent. And Lucky gets his spot wherever he ends up. And they will sleep in that spot. They will not move. Unless they randomly have to get up and go to the bathroom or they get thirsty. And then they'll go right back to their spot and crash until it gets to that. It's not light yet. You don't even perceive any light, but they know dawn is here. And then they start whining and they want out. And then they'll stay going all day. Every now and again they'll come in, want to get a drink of water, something to munch on, then they go right back outside. So it's a good thing for everybody. They sleep while we sleep, and they're not tearing up the house. And it makes it a lot easier. I don't have to empty the litter box nearly as often because they use it outside. Yay for me. Well, this has been a lighter side of kitten update stuff. Not sure what I'll name it. It'll be kitten something. Kittens outside or whatever like that. This is Angus the Mad Cow. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.